Hey there, I'm Jelaine, and welcome back to Equefit. Today we're going to talk about those key essential factors that will help build a great relationship between you and your horse's farrier. Now, the farrier's job is to come and help you to take care of your horse's feet because, let's face it, if you don't have a good foot on the horse, you really don't have a horse to ride. So, a couple things I had asked a couple of the farriers that I know to tell me what they think are the key qualities that they know and they really appreciate that come out of their best clients. So, I'm going to give you the top 10 things that all of them seem to agree about as far as what makes a really good client for the farrier. Number one on that list is keep your appointments. Make sure that your horse is in its stall at the appropriate time. There's nothing worse than you showing up and you got to go chase your horse down in the pasture and your farrier is waiting. They do have time constraints. They allot so much time that they need to be able to work in your barn before they have to move to the next place that they have to go. And what's worse than that, please don't have your farrier have to go out there and chase the horse down himself. Okay? All right, number 2 on that list is make sure that your horse is clean and dry. Now, it is really hard to trim a foot really well and to give you the service that they want to deliver if the horse's feet are wet and muddy, or say if the horse is wet and muddy. Or even if the horse isn't muddy, but maybe you gave the horse a bath and it's going to make him really slick and wet. They're primarily working up under your horse, so they have to be able to get up under there. And it's really not comfortable, and it's not going to help them to deliver the best service that they want if the horse is slick. Okay? So having your horse clean and dry is number 2. Number 3, biggie on their list, is if you are going to be there to hold your horse for them. Say if the horse, doesn't do well standing in the cross ties by himself, you may need a handler. If you can't be there, then you need a handler to be there for you. Make sure the handler is attentive to the horse. They said the worst thing is to have a handler standing there and they're texting on their phone, they're talking on their phone, they're looking or doing other things, and they're not paying attention to what the horse is doing. So having someone there that is actually paying attention to the horse and helping him maneuver the horse is going to really help him out. So those are the top 3. Number 4 on that list, I would say be sure that your horse is able to stand still. Make sure that your horse is able to have his feet picked up. That means you're going to have to handle that horse and you're going to have to work with him a little bit on those things. Now, if your horse has, say, been in for a period of time and he's going to be a little rowdy, you might want to think about lunging your horse or getting your horse out in the paddock so he's able to move around. It's just going to make him more cooperative when he has to then stand still in the cross ties or stand still to be held so the farrier can work on his feet. After that, if there is any injury that you might want to speak of, make sure you tell them in advance. Okay? Sometimes, if the horse got kicked, if the horse took a misstep, maybe he fell, you don't know what happened. He could have a little achiness in the shoulder or soreness in his haunches. When they go to lift those limbs, that horse can catch a cramp. And if he's catching a cramp and he's doing this and he starts yanking, well, he's yanking on that farrier's body, okay? So it's a lot easier if you let him know in advance, hey, my horse did something with his shoulders, got a little swelling in there, so he's going to be a little iffy around certain areas. Let him know ahead of time. The other things that would make for a good relationship with your farrier is to make sure that when they come to work on your horse, that they have an area that is primarily as flat as can be and very well lit. Makes it really easy for them to be able to see and sight that hoof. The last thing out of the top 10 items is payment. Make sure that however you've decided to pay your service provider, that you have it primarily when they deliver that service. Whether you do cash, check, Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, if that's what you've agreed upon, then make sure they're there and it's handy and they can get paid for their service when they do it. So those are the top 10 essential factors that will help you to build a great relationship with your horse's farrier. If you got any comments or you have any other things that you'd like to add to that list, hey, drop a comment in us below. Outside of that, I'm Jelaine, and I'll see you later.